few days to go until we're actually casting ballots. Next time I'm doing one of these videos, we will know the composition of our next government. I'm being honest with you guys, I have no idea. I said in the video last week, all these polls are in margins of error with each other. I didn't make no predictions. I will say this, though. We are looking at something bubbling up on these polls that I don't know if we have looked at fully yet. I don't know if we've appreciated this yet. You've probably read about the rise of the People's Party of Canada, and it's something that we've been talking about for a few weeks now. And, you know, some people have wondered, did the pollsters miss something? Is this tripling, quadrupling of People's Party support something that was missed? I don't think it is. I've been looking at these polls for weeks. I think it's something that is new. And I think this has been an election, as I said in my last video here, where a lot of big issues went undiscussed, where we were looking at a very changed world since COVID and political realignments around the world and in the United States. And we've had a Canadian election where we've talked about guns, we've talked about abortion, we've talked about privatized healthcare and carbon taxes. All these issues are important. They really are. I'm not saying that dismissively or cynically. All of these issues need to be talked about. But if you kind of just pull together the clips of talking points and campaign platforms from this election and mix them in with a bunch of ones from previous elections, the last, say, 3 or 4 elections, you wouldn't really be able to pull out what was different about this one, with the obvious exception of pandemic-specific recovery. Like, that's... no one was talking about pandemic recovery in 2011 because there was no pandemic yet. But that aside, this has not been an election where we've seen a lot of new stuff. It's been very same, a lot of the same old stuff all over again. One of the things we're going to have to watch is what happens with the People's Party. The polls show they're 3 or 4 times more popular now than they were in 2019. I'm not going to make any predictions. I've been in this business long enough to know that there's no value to me in making a prediction that I can get prove wrong on. The butt covering instinct is very strong in the columnists, believe me. But even if these polls are only generally accurate, we're looking at a tripling, maybe a quadrupling or more in the People's Party's level of support. We're not going to see that results carry through on election day, or at least I'd be surprised if we did. The People's Party right now seems to be benefiting from societal popular anger, which is a very different thing than actually having an efficient get out the vote effort, an efficient ground game for the campaign, getting those old ladies to the Legion halls and church basements to actually cast a ballot. I think they're going to come up short there. But we are now dealing with a social movement that is animated by a lot of really angry, passionate people, and we haven't really been talking about it. It's come up a couple of times, but more so it's something for the Liberal leader to campaign against, rather than kind of wondering why are millions of Canadians really angry. We've seen populism sweep the Western world in the last few years. The United States, Europe, the Yellow Vest movement started in France. It would be nice if we were paying a bit more attention to this. I don't think we are.